Senate votes to curb military action in Venezuela. Details of these and more after this break. You're welcome back. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. Now let's begin the news this Friday morning with development from Rivers State, where impeachment moves against Governor Siminalayi Fubara are once again raising political tension. Now, the Emeka Bekele-led APC in Rivers State has rejected the impeachment process initiated by the Rivers State House of Assembly against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu, describing the move as destabilizing and unnecessary. Speaking in an interview, the party's spokesperson Darlington Wuju urged members of the House of Assembly to withdraw the impeachment notice in the interest of the party. He said lawmakers who are loyal to the APC should immediately suspend all impeachment proceedings and instead refer the matter to the party leadership for internal resolution.
Strongly that this impeachment threat and that process would have to be withdrawn in the larger interest of the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State, because you cannot claim to be members of the APC and then turn around to be plotting on destabilizing APC addition, and then their loyalty must be seen not to be to any individual but to our party, and that party is the APC.
Wuju insisted that the issue is an internal party matter that can be resolved through dialogue if the appropriate party structures are properly engaged.
As members of the All Progressive Congress, we would not support the destabilization of an APC-controlled state like Rivers State. Majority of the members of the State Assembly have announced their defection into the All Progressive Congress, meaning that this is an affair that can be sorted out in-house, and resorting to the use of impeachment.
Well, as political reactions continue to trail the impeachment move, civil society groups have also voiced concern. The leadership of the Civil Liberty Organization, CLO, in Rivers State has urged members of the State House of Assembly to exercise restraint in the ongoing impeachment process against Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Buruwari, the state chairman of the CLO, Sani Dada, cautioned that while lawmakers possess the constitutional powers to impeach, such action would not address the underlying political challenges confronting the state. He warned against the use of impeachment as a tool for political retaliation and appealed to both the lawmakers and the governor to place the overall interests of Rivers State above personal considerations in order to avert renewed political tension.
We have specific demands for the lawmakers and for the governor. First, for the lawmakers, we call on them to drop whatever impeachment proceeding they have commenced. We ask them to halt it. We do not think that that is in the best interest of the state. As for the governor, we call on him to urgently present the budget to the lawmakers for legislative action. It is a constitutional responsibility on the part of the governor to do that, and that constitutional responsibility must be carried out because it is in the interest of the state.
Dada further called on President Bola Tinubu to urgently intervene and ensure that the fresh impeachment proceedings do not plunge Rivers State into another round of political crisis.
Because we are getting to a point of no return, they must be reminded that Rivers State must not be sacrificed on the altar of political power struggle. We're a very critical economic and strategic hub, and so anything that happens here can affect the ultimate destiny of the country. And that is why we're also calling on the president to intervene at this point, because we don't want anything that will lead to governance paralysis or civil unrest in the state, because I tell you, such an action could trigger so many unpredictable outcomes.
From civil society, attention has now shifted to the legal implications of the impeachment notice. A constitutional lawyer, Dr. Innocent Ekwu, has described the impeachment notice issued against River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu, as lacking good faith. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, Dr. Ekwu said the governor cannot be accused of misappropriating state funds, as the 2025 budget approved by the National Assembly remains valid.
That impeachment notice is dead on arrival and does not have any efficacy on the following grounds. Number one, government of a state operates by budget, and the budget that was approved by the National Assembly is still effective and running. And so they cannot accuse the governor of misappropriating funds because the budget is ongoing and is running. Secondly, a state governor has power to spend from his proposed budget even up to 6 months of the year, pending when the budget is passed by the State House of Assembly. These are not grounds for impeachment.
Dr. Ekwu further noted that the impeachment process does not begin and end with members of the House of Assembly alone. He said other institutions are involved in the process and expressed confidence that such bodies will not support actions capable of undermining due process.
Impeachment of a governor does not begin and end with the House of Assembly. There are other institutions that play roles. So it is not a one-man basket. So the State House of Assembly should allow Governor Fubara to rest. They should allow Rivers people to rest. They are disturbing us. This remaining time that Fubara has to serve the people of Rivers State, they should please allow him to do what he can for the people of Rivers State.
Meanwhile, the River State House of Assembly has defended its decision to reopen impeachment proceedings. On Thursday, the chairman of the House Committee on Information, Petitions and Complaints, River State House of Assembly, Enemy George, in an interview with correspondent Martha, said that immediately after the state of emergency was lifted on September 18, 2025, the House requested Governor Fubara to present a supplementary budget. He explained that although the governor is allowed to spend from the budget passed by the National Assembly in June 2025 during the period of emergency rule, the governor has since made extra budgetary expenditures that were not captured in the budget approved by the National Assembly last year.
Almost everything he's doing was not contained even in the budget that was passed by the National Assembly for the administrator. Contracts have been awarded out of that budget. I stand to be proven wrong. I want to see documents. That's why when we came back, we were being proactive. We asked the government to do a supplementary budget to accommodate all the expenses that he would have loved to do, because it was already part of the budget that the National Assembly did for the sole administrator. So we gave him a window to be able to now accommodate your spending plan, everything you want to do. Bring it, let's approve for you.
George, who represents the Asaritoro 2 constituency, stressed that the role of the State House of Assembly is to provide checks and balances. He said the governor cannot lawfully spend public funds without legislative approval. He noted that governance in the state has stalled and maintained that the actions of the House are not personal.
We cannot be spending public funds without appropriation. It makes us a lawless society. We are products of law. We are elected by people. We are sworn in. We must act within the confines of the law. This is not personal. The government is my friend. Tomorrow people will ask us that while you were there, what did you do? What is wrong is wrong. We ask governor, give us a list of commissioners who are not sent to today. Government is a standstill as we speak. There's no governance going on in River State.
Now, as the standoff escalates, official impeachment notices have now surfaced. The River State House of Assembly has reportedly served impeachment notices on Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu. The two separate notices, which are circulating on social media platforms, are signed by the Speaker of the House, Martin Amihuli, and addressed to Fubara and Odu. The notices were read during Thursday's session, with 7 allegations listed against the governor, including extra budgetary spending and disobedience to a Supreme Court ruling. The majority leader, Major Jack, read the notice of allegations against Governor Fubara.
Appointment of persons to occupy offices and positions in the River State government without applying for requirements of screening and confirmation, seizure of salary of the clerk of Mr. Emeka Amadi, refusal to implement provisions of the Constitution on financial autonomy of the River State House of Assembly and the River State Judiciary, holding of funds meant for the running of River State House of Assembly Service Commission.
Well, the House also read a separate notice against Deputy Governor Ngozi Odo, accusing her of unconstitutional spending, obstructing the Assembly from carrying out its duties, allowing unauthorized persons to occupy offices, seeking budget approval from another group, and seizing lawmakers' salaries and allowances. The Assembly had earlier planned to resume on January 26, but brought the sitting forward to Thursday, January 8. This is not the first attempt by the Assembly to impeach Governor Fubara. Now, with political tensions rising, voices from the public are urging caution. Some civil servants in Rivers State have appealed to members of the State House of Assembly to place the overall interests of the state above personal and political considerations. The civil servants made the appeal in an interview at the State Secretariat complex with correspondent Yuruwari. They warned that heightened political tension can distract governance and service delivery.
We are not in support of that impeachment. Now they started impeachment again. It's for their own selfish interest, not for the interest of the Rivers people.
The governor was suspended for 6 months. That 6-month suspension it's like 6 years backward to Rivers State. The governor had just moved to APC, and the APC have the majority in the assembly. Who is beating this drum?
I have benefited a lot from this present governor. It really affected civil servants. So please, I advise them not to try it again. What this governor is trying to do is to make peace.
You are with the governor, so anything they are doing on their own. Civil servants, we are behind our governors, similar to Fubara, because he knows that we have been doing the work and we have been coming to work. The entitlement of the 100,000 naira. The past administration for 8 years did not give us anything. So him that gave us, we are thankful for him.
Well, other residents of Rivers State have called for calm. The residents appealed to the lawmakers to prioritize peace and stability.
And with the employment we are even expecting, we've not seen anything. So if they want to impeach him, it will be very, very bad for us. Beg them for them to leave him.
It's very sad, first for the state, because since the reception of this administration, the state has not been going well due to the political tussle that is going on. For me, it's a very sad one for the state.
So anything that's going against Fubara is against we in the River State. They should leave Fubara alone. Let peace reign in this River State.
The governor should be allowed to flow for the 8 years, 4 years, as the case may be. Before you should be impeached, you should do something to warrant impeachment. Christmas bonus, 100,000 that he gave to civil servants. Is that an offense?
That man is a peaceful man. They should allow him to rule River State to complete his tenure.
Fubara is a peaceful man and he's a godsend to River State. So let all Rivers people gather together and pray for him. No matter how they try to impeach him, that God should intervene.
Well, we go on a quick break now. When we return, former council chairman Ihunwa asked FCT Minister Wike to show proof of 10,000 youth employment. Do stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back. Now, the immediate past chairman of Obiakpo local government area, Chijoke Ihunwa, has dismissed claims that the FCT minister Nyesom Wike employed 10,000 youth in River State. Ihunwa, in an interview with our correspondent, said the alleged 10,000 employment was merely a political promise made by the FCT minister on March 16, 2023 at the Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic. He explained that at the time, while serving as chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, he was asked to mobilize youth for a meeting where the minister addressed them on the need to support the PDP governorship candidate, now Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Well, according to Ihunwa, it was during that address that the employment promise was made.
It's quite unfortunate that the FCT minister, Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike, is trying to misinform Rivers people and trying to use youth against the Rivers State government. At that time, I was the chairman of the National Council of Nigeria Rivers State chapter, and we followed up this activity. I am surprised yesterday when I was watching television and I saw FCT minister saying that he employed 10,000 Rivers youths. It's not true. And the Rivers people should disregard that statement. And I want to appeal to our youth that they should remember that this was the time too, as of 2023, when he came and gave that promise. His Excellency Sir Siminalayi Fubara did not stop any employment.
Well, Ihunwa challenged the FCT minister to publicly present documents to substantiate the employment claim. He further alleged that the minister's criticism was aimed at instigating youth against Governor Siminalayi Fubara ahead of the 2027 general elections.
And I want to challenge the FCT minister. He should tell Rivers people how many persons he gave employment later for that employment. He's aware and that Governor Fubara does not have hand in that employment. So this employment was promised out of campaign promises on the 16th of March to Rivers youth. And he's also going to build a secretariat for us. Nothing, no cover was released for that purpose. So coming to tell Rivers people that 10,000 employment opportunity was given. I want to also tell Rivers youth that they should be wise that what they did again in 2023 is about to happen. And that is the tactics they will use and dump the youth. The youth are very special people in this state.
Meanwhile, as the people of Obiakpo local government area prepare to receive the FCT minister Nyesom Wike this weekend, the chief press secretary of Obiakpo local government area, Nsirim Goodluck, has described the minister as a detribalized leader who has put more Rivers people on the national stage than any other politician from the state has ever done. Now, he said this in an interview.
Well, I'm sure you will agree with me that in the history of Rivers politics, we have never seen or heard of any leader, who by virtue of his position as a member of the Federal Executive Council, took it upon himself to ensure that other Rivers sons and daughters, irrespective of the local government area they come from, become part of the same government he's serving at that level, by securing juicy positions for them. We are talking about over 30 federal appointments here. To me, that is the highest level of selfless sacrifice in politics, and I think the man deserves his flowers.
While thanking Rivers people for their continued support for the FCT minister and the renewed hope agenda of the president, Nsirim called on all sons and daughters of Obiakpo to come on Sunday to welcome the minister in appreciation of all he has been doing for the people of Obiakpo.
Well, if you have been keeping tabs with the ongoing thank you visit across the state, I'm sure you have observed that the minister still enjoys the goodwill and support of Rivers people, like he never left office as governor. The mammoth crowd that comes out every day to receive him says it all. So on Sunday, we as Obiakpo people, we are rolling out the drums, to receive our son who has done so much for us right from his days as council chairman. So I want to use this medium to call on all sons and daughters of Obiakpo to join the council chairman, Dr. Gift Wallo, and other stakeholders to give a rousing welcome to our son and brother in appreciation to all his good deeds for our people over the years.
And now in Muonyili local government area, during a thank you visit on Thursday, the FCT minister Nyesom Wike commended President Bola Tinubu and the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, for the temporary opening of the East-West Road, describing the project as world-class and long overdue. He said the completion of the road had always been part of President Tinubu's vision. He stressed that gratitude was essential in leadership, noting that those who benefit from support must always appreciate those who stood by them. In another development focused on jobs and growth, the Rivers State government has announced a major partnership with the Nigerian Employers Consultative Association as part of effort to expand employment opportunities and prepare the state's workforce for a competitive, technology-driven economy. The Commissioner for Employment Generation and Economic Empowerment, Dr. Kenneth Wali, said NECA will collaborate with the state to provide job readiness training, internship placement, and direct employment opportunities for Rivers youth. Bali said one of the immediate outcomes of the partnership is a graduate job fair scheduled for January 22nd, which will connect young people in the state with potential employers while equipping them with essential workplace skills. He further said the ministry is rolling out targeted skills development programs in oil and gas services, maritime operations, the blue economy, information and communication technology, and artificial intelligence to align the state's workforce with emerging global economic trends. He explained that these initiatives are being implemented against the backdrop of peace, stability, and deliberate economic policies under Governor Simlai Fubara administration, which have continued to attract local and international investors and stimulate economic activities across River State. Dr. Bali urged youth in the state to take full advantage of the programs by registering through the ministry's official website, assuring that the process is transparent, inclusive, and open to all eligible participants. And as the state balances politics with progress, the River State government has reiterated its commitment to the welfare of veterans, widows of fallen officers, and officers in active service ahead of the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebrations. Now, Secretary to the state government, Dr. Benibo Anabraba, made the statement on Thursday during the central planning meeting for the event in Port Harcourt. He thanked committee members for their contributions to the recent Emblem Appeal Fund ceremony and urged them to intensify efforts to ensure the success of the remaining activities. We conclude with a community dispute. Now, the innocent Wanodi family of Abara community in Echi local government area is accusing Gift Chimamba Anyalibechi, Ogundu Victor Anyalibechi, and Onyeche Anyalibechi of masterminding an assassination attempt on them over a land dispute. The Wanodi family, in a statement signed by Nicholas Iwezo Wanodi and Thank God Wanodi, claimed that the Anyalibechis threatened to eliminate them in a bid to take over the disputed land. The statement further alleged that the Anyalibechis are constantly chasing members of the innocent Wanodi family with guns, machetes, and other dangerous weapons. They appealed to the River State Commissioner of Police and Chairman of Eche local government area, Chima Njoko, to urgently come to their rescue. Reacting to this, the father of the accused person, Pedro Onyeche Ayalibechi, said they were only enforcing a customary court judgment delivered in their favor over the disputed land.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
The United States Senate has taken a step towards stopping President Donald Trump from sending the military to Venezuela without approval from Congress. Lawmakers voted 52 to 47 to move forward with a plan that would make the president get permission from Congress before taking more military action there. Well, that's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major headlines. The Emeka Beke-led Rivers APC has rejected the impeachment process against Governor Fubara. You also heard that the Rivers State Assembly has reportedly served impeachment notices on Governor Fubara and his deputy. We also told you that a former council chairman, Ihunwa, has asked the FCT Minister Wike to show proof of 10,000 youth employment. And on the foreign scene, the U.S. Senate has voted to curb military action in Venezuela. Well, the news was edited by Martha Okiri. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.